to update you with my week on Plexus, my first week. Days 1 through 11. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I already recorded one video, and apparently 17 minutes is beyond the maximum of what YouTube allows you to upload. So here I am, video number 2. So let's get started. I kept a little journal here of my progress throughout the days. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Pardon the traffic. Day 1, June 7th. Now let me remind you what I'm taking. I am taking Plexus, their Slim, their new formula. I got that. I am taking the Bio Cleanse, ProBio 5, and the Vital Biome. And each one of those targets something different, but they all work cohesively together to help, and supposed to help my anxiety and bring it down, and either bring it to a minimum or eliminate it completely once everything gets regulated, or however it works. I haven't done all the studying on it yet, but anyway, day 1, June 7th, is when I drank my first packet of Slim. At first I felt flustered and I felt hot and flushed. Obviously, I think it was because I was trying something new, and it was something that, you know, I kept wondering, what is it going to do? Is it going to make it worse like the medications do? What is it going to do? So I think that's what that was from, the initial anxiety from trying something new. After about 45 minutes, I did notice my anxiety was down some. Obviously, could have been a placebo effect, being that I, you know, had it in my mind, oh, Plexus, I've heard this is going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. So could have just simply been that on the first day. And if I talk fast, pardon me, I'm trying to get all this in on one video. So obviously at the end of the day, my anxiety was back, but, you know, not to a panic level at all. I did feel energy from the Slim. I was still tired because, you know, how the anxiety will take a toll on you and cause the exhaustion. Still had that, but I did have the energy to get up and do things and move around, and I didn't feel like I had to lay down the entire time. So, like I said, pardon me as I'm going to be reading through this. I kind of just wrote everything down. Day 2, June 8th, drank my Slim packet around 7:30 in the morning. Slight detox headache on day 2. I did have a detox headache. It got worse throughout the day. By the time I went to bed, it was pretty bad that night. The anxiety was a little less on day 2. Again, not sure if it was the natural course of my anxiety or if it was the Plexus actually bringing it down. But for whatever reason, I was glad it was down on day 2. Day 3, June 9th, last day of doing only the Slim. I did Slim for the first 3 days, added the Bio Cleanse on day 4, did it for 3 days. On day 8, I added the ProBio 5, and then I'll figure all that out. Anyway, sorry. Day 3, I did my last day of Slim. Anxiety really low compared to what it's been. Detox symptoms pretty bad. The headache got pretty bad, and just to be honest, I had stomach troubles from the detox. I ended up with some pretty uncomfortable stomach issues. Nothing that I couldn't handle, though. I will take an upset stomach and a headache any day compared to what my anxiety had been. So the anxiety and the headache still there, but barely by the end of day 3. Day 4, which was June 10th, I added the Bio Cleanse, which was to be taken in between breakfast and lunch and dinner. I am only taking 2. I am not taking the recommended dose of 4. This was recommended to me by a ambassador that I know, and I know she does her studying. She's very, very knowledgeable about the product, and so I trust her input, and she told me to start out with the 2, so that is what I did. I'm going to be honest here, the Slim made me have to pee a lot. I don't know if that's part of the detox or if it's just what it does, but I was constantly having to make a trip. So it does do that. I did have anxiety on day 4 because I was having to force myself to leave the house. I had some errands I needed to run. We had homecoming and camp meeting later that week, or coming up the next week, and I felt like I had to go out. I really didn't have an option. So I forced myself to get out. Anxiety was horrible, but I did it, and I really think that's what the anxiety was from. So anxiety comes and goes. Really had a problem with my vision on day 4. I've been dealing with anxiety-driven hypersensitivity with my eyes, ultra sensitive to light, get some tunnel vision. I got little floaters, any kind of vision problem you can expect to have with anxiety. I probably was dealing with it that day. It was not a good day. Day 5, June 11th, this was last Sunday. I ended up with a panic attack in the fellowship hall. Someone asked me if I had something to take for it. I told them that I didn't, and they offered me half a Xanax, which was 0.25 milligrams. I took it, and within 15 minutes, I was perfectly fine. I was good, and I was able to sit through an entire service, which is the first time I've been able to do that in weeks. Because anytime I even did make it to church, I had to keep getting up and walking out because I just couldn't handle it. So I ended up taking that, and I ended up calling my doctor and getting a prescription of it for myself so that I would have it as a backup whenever I felt a panic attack coming on. I know in my last video I had mentioned I was terrified of Xanax, but it was a lifesaver that day, honestly. Had it not been for that, I probably would have ended up crippled in the car, and having my husband having to carry me in because I was that close to being hypoxic. So it was a miracle worker. The headache was still there on day 5, but that was the first day of the second day of the bio cleanse and the slim combo, which I probably was going through another set of detox on day 2 of that. Day 6, June 12th, had bad anxiety that morning. That was the day that we started our camp meeting, which is morning and evening services. The ladies work in the kitchen to get ready for lunch, and then we cook dinner and we get all that stuff together. And I was dealing with some pretty bad anxiety. Had to take a Xanax again that day. But the headache was gone by day 6. Did not have a headache at all. No detox. The tummy rumbles hit on day 6 from the bio cleanse. Of course, that was day 3 of the bio cleanse, so my tummy rumbles were loud. Like, everyone in the room could hear them loud. It was pretty bad. So that's been a little funny note. Just to hear the tummy rumbles has been quite funny to my kids, especially. Day 7, the 13th, still had anxiety really bad on day 7. Had to take another Xanax that morning to get through the day. Day 7 was my first day of the ProBio 5, which I took before bed. So I honestly, day 7 didn't really, feel anything from that or notice any differences because I took it at bedtime. So day 8 was day 2 of the Slim and Bio Cleanse and the ProBio combo. Didn't have to take a Xanax until 3:30 that afternoon. So that was a big deal to make it to the church, work through the kitchen and all that stuff, and still not have to take a Xanax till 3:30 that afternoon. That in itself was a big deal. Detox headache was there on day 8 from adding the ProBio 5, which was the day 2 of the ProBio. So detox headache's still there, but not bad. Still experiencing tummy rumbles. And I did have an episode where I had to get to a bathroom immediately. That was the first and only time that happened through the whole course of my experience so far. Day 9, I added the Vital Biome a day early because I wasn't having that bad of detox symptoms from all of it. So I figured I might as well add that a day early, get it in my system, and I'm still okay. The anxiety was there on the 15th, which wasn't too bad. So still had to take a Xanax that day, but it wasn't as bad. That was actually the last day that I wrote in my journal. I'm on day 11 now. I do have a Xanax in my system right now because I've been taking it anytime we were going to go out somewhere, just to be prepared, just to keep it from getting to that point. And so I took it about 30 minutes before we were supposed to go out today, and then plans changed and we didn't end up going anywhere. So I still have that in my system. But all in all, with Plexus, I've noticed more energy. I'm not quite as fatigued and tired after 11 days on it, but still haven't noticed much of a change with my anxiety. And I know it's going to take time, to be patient. They say it takes about a month to get it good in your system, and I had a friend tell me that it took about 3 months for them to notice a difference in their anxiety with it. So it's going to take some time. So that is update 1 for week 1. So you may not hear from me again for about another 7 days-ish. So there it is. That's my journey so far, week 1, with my anxiety and my panic with Plexus. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will be back with another update in about another week. Bye.